Red
Yeah,
Bull would all of
Marshall.
a sudden
I,
have,
I
you
will
know,
admit it's not good. It's not great. It's not good enough on Yuki's side. He like you should not be a 19th. Like you shouldn't be. Like he should be in
but
the
we
top 10.
know Yuki is not a bad driver.
Oh, he's
Like,
not a bad driver, but he shouldn't be. He should be in the top 10. He shouldn't be down at the bottom of the field.
and that's the question I have. Like, is this Red Bull really that good, even in low downforce trim? Or is Max just like the Red Bull whisperer that is the only one that's able to drive this car if it's able to be driven at all? Like, I know everybody wants to just say, well, the Red Bull's a pretty good car in certain conditions, and but the Max is not a miracle worker crowd is not looking like they have a very strong ground right now. Like, to me, this Red Bull is probably the least competitive Red Bull we've seen since the years of Mercedes dominance. It's like it's just not a good car. Like, it's probably back to 2019 levels or so.
Um, I would say it's more maybe 2017. Probably.
Yeah.
It's 2019 and 2018. At least they had wins on the table. 2017, I think they only won once or twice. And they were just like literally, if the Mercedes DNF or had an issue, they were just go ahead. But like with Red Bull, I think it's McLaren's the dominant car, and then they're both Ferrari anyway, and then it's like Mercedes when the temperature is like not when the temperature is cold for Mercedes, they're on level with Red Bull, and then when the temperature's hot, Mercedes are back down with Ferrari. Like I think
But
it's just,
if that were true, then wouldn't we expect at a track that suits the car, the second driver to not be at the very back as usual? Like
Yuki's on the same spec of upgrades.
Yeah.
Like it's like I think Yuki said he started to with setups. They're trying to he's trying to go and listen to Max and go his own way, and it's just that he's not. And as well, like his driving standards wasn't the best. In his wheel combat.
But didn't we say the same thing about Checo at the end of last year? Like, they look very similar in sort of their car language and their wheel to wheel. It's like when you don't have the confidence and you're overdriving your machinery, you tend to make like over aggressive dumb mistakes. And I don't know, like I've said before, and others have disagreed, that we owe Checo an apology, but we certainly owe him like some grace for his performances last year at Red Bull, given the consistent, like there has not been one race all season where that Red Bull has been at the sharp end, like not one race. And even Hadjar has, got more points in one race than that second car has got in the whole
season. Yeah.
So it's just, I think that they're out of excuses. I think that the Max haters are out of excuses too. You have to
acknowledge that, like he's able to do this in this car. Like,
yeah, just I can't figure it out anymore. But
like my team, Marshall, my team, the Max fandom as well. Like that, some of them like they have overhyped that said Max can win in any car. Like no driver can win in any car. Like unless you're like you can walk on water. Like I think Max has the limitations. All driver has the limitations, but you have to like show like that Japan qualifying. Like when Max came back, that was Max. I don't think that was the car. That was just Max just pulling out of like a tent just to get pole.
Yeah. No, definitely. It's just I'm just confused. I've never seen a car like this since the '94 Benetton, where there's such a discrepancy between the number one and number two driver. We've seen like Schumacher and Irvine, where it's been designed to be that way.
Yeah.
But even then, like Irvine would pick up the pieces and get a podium or a strong result if Schumacher didn't. Like, it's not the same thing. Like, I don't know. It's very bizarre.
Like I think like Red Bull have said like, and it's not looking good. Like Lauren Mackey's, I think with Lauren Mackey's as well, he's he's bringing the engineer side as well to it. And you can see that in his interviews. Like he's being more logical in his answer, to be more upfront. He's literally said that they've said Red Bull's 26 engine is not going to be. They might be behind Ferrari, and what we've heard about Ferrari's engine is not the greatest. Now we'll only see what happens when they go on track. But it's Red Bull are trying to play down their keep their cards to their chest and play it down, try to save face. But no, I agree. Like I think Red Bull, they might win one more race, they might not this season. They might just be in the podium. But it's like I think it was. Yeah, I think it's just like it's Red Bull is strange. It's like we do have to talk about at the end of the season, like this fall off of how dominant they were in 22 and 23, the first 6 races to 24, and then the car just became a mess. And I agree with Checo. I think Checo, I'll give grace for Checo at the end of 23, when like the team didn't listen to him, and then only when 24 happened, then it just started. But actually, like my team with yes, you could say that like one thing with Red Bull is that like it didn't help that Yuki row off a whole car in Imola, so like he was on the back foot in upgrades. But the thing is, like when you're I think as well, like not all teams are equal in a sense that like yes, you'll have the equal package, but if you damage a car, like you're going that the spare is going to go to the lead driver. Like it happened in the Merc days, like Valtteri didn't have Lewis didn't have an up like for 2 or 3 weekends might not have had the same package as Lewis. Yes, he was competitive as well, but there's a difference. Like not all teams like I think it's.
We saw it between Lando and Oscar this year that they were running different suspensions. So
Yeah,
it happens.
As well, like sometimes it could be a personal choice that we've seen. Remember Haas, Nico Hulkenberg, and Kevin Magnussen. Hulkenberg stayed with the new spec, and Kevin went with the old spec because he preferred the old spec. He was more comfortable with the old spec. Like sometimes it can be a driver's choice that if he's comfortable. I know with Checo, like they went Checo's taking like go back to the previous spec just to see is there any difference in it. It didn't help, but like at least he tried it. But yeah.
Or Lewis being like the upgrade mule on the 22 car, like he was given all of the stuff trying to fix the issues because he was the driver that kind of hated and he hated the feeling of that car. Like,
oh yeah,
there was a lot of like recriminations from Hamilton fans saying, "Oh, well, they're giving him all of the experimental crap," and it's like, yeah, because he asked for it. Like he wanted it because he wasn't happy with the car. Where George was like, "Yeah, I'll try and make this work." Lewis was like, "No, I'll go for it." Like, let's try and fix this.
Lewis has never gelled with these cars. He's always like the suspensions because we don't have the high tech suspensions, the hydraulic suspensions we used to have. Like now, these cars have to be run stiff, and it doesn't suit Lewis's driving style. But like he's slowly adapted. He's adapting, but he still has issues with
I think he's never been comfortable with the ground effect downforce too. Like he's never really.
Ricardo. It's like Ricardo couldn't get used to the car. Like most of the drivers have said, like when they did these cars first, they said it's you have to change your driving style with these cars. Well, will we talk about McLaren, Marshall?
Yeah, let's do it. What do you think a week later? Have you mellowed?
No. I think my thing is, what is the precedent they're setting now? Like, is it like that every time? Is it like that if Oscar goes into the wall, if Lando goes into the beaches in the gravel, they're going to say to Oscar, you have to beach in the gravel as well? Or if Lando messes up his lap, does Oscar have to like back off on his lap? Like, what's the precedent they're setting?
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, Lando, the previous, I think part of it, and they would never admit this, is the fact that Lando was the one that experienced the engine failure the race before.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, oh, he got inconvenienced very badly by the team and by the car letting him down.
Mm-hmm.
And now here he is getting let down by the pit crew. And they're trying to like put their finger back on the scale and say, all right, Oscar, you got your lucky, you got your lucky win in Spa, and you got, your full haul of 25 points. But, that was lucky. Now, this one we're going to make up for. We're going to make amends for because you know, you benefited last time out, and we couldn't do anything about it, but now we can. I just think that that's like you say, where's the limit of it? Like, is it all over and that's done now, or is it like
what happens if a pit stop happens for Oscar? Like, are they going to switch it around? Like it's
like how can, or what if Oscar has a car failure and DNS? It's like, oh well, you gave back those 3 points. You really could use those now that you're even, right?
Yeah. It's like Oscar's just hoping this championship he doesn't lose it by 3 points.
Oh yeah, well it's just, I mean, the thing for me, and I made a joke about this, and it got a lot of, like, my friend actually sent the meme to me, but he wasn't on Thread, so he didn't post it, so I stole it from him shamelessly. But it was that picture of an angry Schumacher running back to the garage to fight David Coulthard.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is what would happen if anyone told Michael Schumacher to let his teammate by after a slow pit stop. Like, some of these great drivers of the past never looked to not take advantage of a situation if it was in their best interest to. And I guess it just makes me, like, in some ways it's better for the team, I'm sure, that they know that Oscar will do this. But as a champion, as a racer, you want to be more selfish. You want them to be more ruthless, because that's like the mark of a champion. Is that fair? Maybe not. And I mean, we've had lots of gentleman championship winners. Like Jenson Button was never, I can't think of more than 2 or 3 incidents in Button's career that he was predominantly at fault. He was a very clean, gentlemanly racer, and he got his 1 championship, barely. But he did get it in the end. And Damon Hill was obviously a gentleman, not a ruthless operator. Like, he was somebody who would have, moved over for, well, maybe not. If that teammate was Ralph, he certainly wasn't going to.
Yeah.
But in a certain circumstance, I think that he would understand the team game. Like, he talked about on Twitter after that race that he moved over for Prost and different races when he was a rookie. So he's played the team game. He knows what it's all about. But it's just those champions, those great drivers would never, I can never imagine Senna, if his opponent had a bad pit stop in his own, he would just be like, well, sorry about your luck, bro.
Even you saw Max's reaction on the radio. He was like, McLaren swapped. He just started laughing. He was like, what?
Max
is not going to do that.
That doesn't even enter into the mind of someone like Max Verstappen. It isn't even contemplated as an option. Remember that time in Brazil?
Oh, Checo, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like Max had the championship wrapped up, and Checo was trying to finish second in the championship, and he's just like, no, I'm not going to.
Max was like, I want to either finish on the podium or just finish fourth. I want to finish ahead of you. I don't want to help you.
It's like, remember Monaco, and just wouldn't let it go.
Oh yeah,
and, that was a year and a half ago at the time, and it's just not part of his makeup to give an inch to a teammate. And it also reflects poorly on McLaren too, because it feels like there was a comedian online, I wish I remembered his name, I just saw the video, but he made this funny video about how McLaren doesn't want either of their drivers to win. They want to win the championship, but they don't want either driver to win.
Or they just want a co-champion. They don't want.
So somebody was like, "Is there a way that you could win the drivers' championship without having one of your drivers?" He's like, "Oh, really? We could do that? Oh, that would be so much easier."
Yeah.
But it's at some point you have to have belief in both of your drivers, but acceptance that one of them is going to lose. and they're too busy managing the ego of the one that loses, that they're not considering that they both deserve the best chance at winning.
Right. It's like they don't want the upset to both. They don't want one driver to be unhappy. And
Yeah,
it's like, and they don't want to split the partnership up or cause like a rift in the team.
But the end result of this is going to be like, okay, they get one championship, and then say next year Mercedes is good again, and McLaren's still good, but they have a championship fight on their hands. They're not going to have resolved this conflict. They're going to continue to fight each other rather than work together because they haven't sort of set the order here. Like, you've got to have, it doesn't mean that you have to have a number one and number two, but it means that you have to have rules of engagement that once you have a certain state of play, that the team works towards the advantage of that driver.
Like, it's my team with McLaren as well is it's like, in that situation where Oscar let him by, would Oscar do that if this was like, say, second last race of the championship, there's maybe 10 points in it? I don't think Oscar let Lando by.
No, but that's the point. Like, if you wouldn't do it then, you shouldn't do it now, because a point is a point is a point.
Yeah, like, and as well, like, is it
like all the races are worth the same number of points regardless of when they happen. So if you wouldn't do it now, or if you wouldn't do it then, you shouldn't do it now either.
Yeah, I'm just more of the opinion. Like, I want to see what Baku goes. Like, if there's a bad pit stop for Oscar, are they going to tell Lando to get, if they're like side by side, like, and they're back, like they're 2-1, and Oscar's second, and he was leading. Like, are they going to tell Lando to get out of the way because Oscar had a 6-second pit stop?
I mean, by the precedent they've set, yes.
Yeah. But will they? Is the question.
I mean, and will Lando comply?
Oh yeah,
like that's the other question too. Like, what they're doing is they're setting up a situation where this blows up because they're putting so much into the driver's hands to play the team game that it's just going to take one of them to say, "Nah, I'm not doing that today." And then the whole thing explodes because it's like, well, wait a minute, I did X, Y, Z for you, and now you're asked to do something for me and you didn't. And then it's just like everything that they've tried to keep the lid on is going to explode as soon as one of them just decides, you know what, I'm done with this.
Yeah, I think that's enough for McLaren, unless we start throwing knives at them or getting very angry at them. I think we'll mention Ferrari for a little bit, because my oh god, Ferrari, they brought a low spec downforce specifically for Monza for both cars, and then they turned the engines up on Friday, and we found out the real pace on Saturday and Sunday. It's not, why do you support Ferrari? It's like, it's not good. It's not good. And I don't know how Baku's going to go for them, but for Lewis's sake, he was closer to Charles this weekend. But besides that, it wasn't a very good weekend for Ferrari. Yeah.
What's with they said that they changed every component on their car this year, but that they didn't change the concept.
Yeah,
I don't understand that, because clearly they changed something in the concept that they have this issue with the plank wear, right?
Yeah, it's the suspension. It's the rear suspension that, however the ride height is that they're using, is that on like full fuel load, it's like the plank is wearing, because that's why Lewis was legal in the sprint in China, because his car was not like fully fueled. He was okay.
Then how come they needed to slow Charles down so much in Spa after the tank was drained down halfway? Like, his final stint is where he lost all his time.
Yeah,
so
it's like
I don't know, something. There's got to be multiple issues there.
There is, we'll probably find out over this after Abu Dhabi what actually happened, because someone will probably go to the Italian press and say this is what happened, try to get someone fired. But no, it's like, my thing is like you said, why do you change 90% of how you design the car in the
I
last
think
year regulation set. Like
I
it's
think that it's clear that it's AJ's fault.
it's AJ's fault. Yeah, let's just blame AJ.
Yeah,
In
it's
this.
AJ's fault. Clearly, his faith is the reason. His faith in Ferrari, beyond all logic, is the reason that they let him down.
Yeah, it's my thing is if Ferrari doesn't get if Ferrari has another 2014 all over again, it's going the meltdown will be because remember like in 2014 like social media wasn't really a thing, so like once people get like the 2014 vibes of this in 2026, it's going to hit like crack. It's going to be like it's going to go like
I am so tripling down like on my take a couple of podcasts ago where we were talking about Bottas and Perez signing for Cadillac.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that Alpine is the seat you want to be in just for the engine.
Just for the engine, it might be a shit chassis, but it's going to be a good engine.
I think you just because this is going to be an engine-driven formula. I think that empty seat at Alpine, people should actually be given that a second look. Like I know it's Flavio, and we all,
he's
but
the Dark Lord. We don't want to submit to the Dark Lord,
but honestly, if they have a Mercedes lump in the back of that thing, it might be the surprise of the season if the Ferrari and RBPT are not
good
or
Audi gets their doesn't get their engine right.
Do we actually think though, like Audi? I mean, Honda is the real wild card too. Like,
yeah,
I haven't heard a thing about them. Like nobody's heard a thing. They're doing all their engine development in Japan, and nothing's leaking out.
Yeah, that's the same with Honda. Like Honda, since the new era of like Honda, like not the McLaren Honda, but like near the end of McLaren Honda into Red Bull, they're very kind of like they are very secretive. They don't, not even like people who've left the program, they don't speak about it. Like they say yes, they go out to like it's out in the engine facility out in their headquarters, and that's it. Like, but yeah, well, Honda. My thing with Honda is that I think they'll have a decent engine. It's just the Aston side. Like what does I don't think Newey's going to be the silver bullet. Like I think like that aero department at Aston Martin is not the standard of like a Red Bull or a Mercedes. Like it's still like a midfield. Like all the processes, it still needs time. But it's just and with the drivers, I think it's Honda might be the only shining light of the Aston, and then everything else could be just like midfield level.
So yeah, like you have this situation like 2014. You mentioned it with Ferrari. Like if Ferrari has a 2014 and Honda has like some growing pains with their engine, Audi has like as much as these engine regulations are new. A lot of it is going to carry over from the current hybrids, ICE components, and Audi's coming in fresh, having never built an engine before.
Yeah, like they have experience from the LMP1s, but like an F1 hybrid, it's not the same. Like
it's not even close to the same thing.
And I know Audi did say they wanted to bring in regeneration. They asked like to bring regeneration in for the rear and the front axles, and then the F1 teams who are the other manufacturers said no because Audi has experience in this. They could walk the field, so they didn't bring it in.
That's interesting. But yeah, I do think it's going to take them some time to get to a place where they're competitive.
And the same with Cadillac when they come in as well.
So like Honda being a wild card, I really do think that this is shaping up to be a very 2014 season, with the exception that like McLaren and Mercedes might be at the same level of operations, just because McLaren is at such a high level right now.
And would you have Alpine as like a Williams for example?
Yeah.
If their package, like I know like everyone says Williams just had the engine, they actually had a decent car. It was just that like
like the Force Indias were getting podiums in 2014. Like basically, if you had a Mercedes engine, you got podiums that year. Like McLaren,
except for Manor.
Yeah,
they were just like off field.
God, I forgot. I actually literally forgot that Manor had Mercedes engines that
Yeah,
year.
that's because that's how Ocon went to them in 2016 because they had
That's
the deal.
right. Yeah.
They had
Like
the Mercedes engine.
I remembered that Caterham had Renaults, but I
Oh, yeah.
did not remember that.
And then remember Lotus went to left the Renault engine and went into Mercedes in 2015 before Renault bought them back.
Didn't Marussia have Ferraris for a bit?
I think they did, yeah, because of the Bianchi duels.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's such a big change in the regulations that whatever team nails it or whatever engine manufacturer nails it, you're going to want to have that in the back of your car. So, um, but again, like Manor, and now I'm thinking like Manor wasn't Mercedes until 2016.
yes.
So even in 14, like,
yeah,
you know, any Mercedes engine car had a decent shot at getting a podium or two or more.
Like Williams nearly won a race, but then
Yeah.
Williams decided Williams and just.
Did you? I know I've told you this trivia question before, but I love it. What team scored the most constructors' points in a single Grand Prix?
In the 2014.
In history.
Well, history, okay.
It is in 2014, but in history.
In history.
Like the most points in any one race for one constructor.
It's some obscure team, is it?
No, it's Williams in 2014 Abu Dhabi because it was double points.
Oh, double points! I remember because they did it for Nico and Lewis for the title fight. They said that.
So they got 56 points in one race, finishing second and third with Massa and Bottas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's one for the weird F1 trivia nerds like myself.
But yeah, I think we'll talk about some of the news that's happened in the last today we got confirmed the sprint weekend for next year. I'll run them. I'll say them out loud for anyone who's been living under a rock. So we have Shanghai, Miami, Montreal, Silverstone, Zandvoort, and Singapore as our sprints for 2026.
I'd heard the Montreal one months ago,
yeah,
but didn't say anything because it wasn't official.
Oh, that's fair.
But that was kind of known earlier this year that next year would likely be a sprint race, and the reason for that was as a carrot for them moving the race to May.
Oh yeah.
They were basically told like, hey, you've had your date equity in June. We're going to swap you with Monaco and line you up with Miami, and in compensation, we'll give you this sprint race. And
to try to get more people in the door.
Yeah. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to go next year just because the dates don't.
Indy 500.
Well, I don't know what my home track will bring that weekend.
Oh, that's fine. But and as well with Canada, they're going to move the Canada start time to avoid the clash with Indy 500 as well. But with Zandvoort, it was always rumored with Zandvoort, it's at 2026 being Zandvoort's last year in the contract, that Zandvoort was going to get a sprint as a kind of, not like as a farewell, kind of just to say, like, just for something to go out the door. Singapore is interesting. It doesn't scream of a sprint track unless they're trying to do something. My thing is that why are you taking Brazil off the sprint calendar when you know that every time you've had a sprint like at Brazil, it's delivered. It's brought some entertainment. Now, unless they want to swap it with Singapore to bring it to a new track and try to change it up. But I think when you have guaranteed sprint races, like, it's fine. Like Shanghai didn't really do anything for me. Miami's hit and miss. It's more chaos. Silverstone, last time we had Silverstone sprint was 2021, I think. So Silverstone, yeah, it's not like the sprint wasn't. I think because remember when we had the sprint the last time, it was like the first iteration of sprints. So like whoever got pole on like Friday, you didn't get pole, you got sprint pole or whatever like that. It wasn't. So yeah, sprint races. I'm. I don't really. I think I'm part of what 95% of F1 fan base that said, why do we have sprints? Now it's looking like in 2027, F1 are thinking of bringing reverse grids to sprints. I would be of the opinion that yes, but not in all the sprints. I think with reverse, I think if you want to try and just change it up and go extreme and see what happens and like have to, I know
Well, you know what, Rory?
it's like more.
We're gonna do
Mhm.
reverse grids. Let's just go all out. Red shells, banana
Oh yeah,
peels.
blue shells,
Oh yeah, like
bullet bills. You get like a push to pass like system that you
oh
can get
yeah.
like you get
Let, let,
100 extra horsepower.
let's race on Rainbow Road,
Mhm.
and let's make it
In
full
mirror as
marathon,
well. It's reverse as well. Like we go around, we go the other way. Um,
anti-gravity mode, all of it.
yeah, lasers. It's like
Let's make it like that roller derby, except
oh
on
yeah,
wheels.
or Rocket League or like anything like that.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
and yeah. What's your take on sprints, Mark? So I probably know the answer, but let the people
Oh,
know.
I've been the anti-sprint for. So the problem I have with the sprint, and first of
Mhm.
all, if you are going to do them, why are you doing them on long tracks like Singapore, where it's only going to be like 19 laps? You want to have,
I wouldn't even say 19 laps. It would probably be like 15. It's
yeah, like why are you doing it there? It makes no sense. It's like when they
mhm.
did it at Spa. Why?
Yeah.
But the fans are only going to see them come by like a handful of times, and then it's over.
Mhm.
But just generally, the thing that F1 misses about the sprint is that it doesn't mean anything.
Mhm.
You have no motivation to win it
Yeah.
because it doesn't really count as a race win.
And it doesn't. The points are not worth like it doesn't help. Like it's not meaningful points. It's like 8 points to
Lewis
win.
Hamilton won the sprint in China, and do we even consider it like anything? Are we giving like if he had won the Grand Prix in Singapore, we
Mhm.
would be, saying that he's won for Ferrari, and
Yeah.
all the times he's been out qualified by Charles would be like, la 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 la, I can't hear you,
Like like
because he won
like
the race, right?
the only reason we take sprint seriously is when Kevin Magnussen got pole at Brazil in 2022. Like it's
But that actually was counted as a pole.
well, it was because back then it was actually
Yeah.
that was the pole like was he won if you got pole position.
hmm But
So
the thing about sprints that I don't like is that it gives away the race pace for the
oh
race
yeah.
the next day. It basically, instead of adding, it diminishes
Yeah.
because you have this meaningless
You're basically
little.
doing you're basically doing a practice race stint in a sprint
Yes,
race.
you're doing a practice race stint that gives it away
Mhm.
and says here's the, and then after, like, I thought I was going to like this new qualifying format better,
Mhm.
but I actually don't, because it's like we've already had qualifying. Why am I watching this again? This feels like
Mhm.
deja vu. Like,
Yeah.
you should only have one qualifying session that means anything for
Mhm.
the Grand Prix. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just they haven't figured out why sprints exist and what they're for,
Well,
other than making money,
they exist because MotoGP has them and they want to copy MotoGP, which they now own.
which they
But
now own.
yeah, I think yeah, sprints. That's what's talking about. There was US, a German publication, who are pretty reliable at times, have said that the outlook on the Red Bull driver program is that, of course, Max Verstappen will stay next year. Isaac Hadjar will get a promotion. Lindblad will go to RB, their F2 superstar that they believe in. And it'll probably be Lawson in that second RPC, and Yuki will be left free and go somewhere else. I
That's a promotion for Hadjar.
sorry,
You said Hadjar would get a promotion. Are we sure that's
promotion
a promotion?
demotion. Look at the demotion to RB.
Yeah, exactly.
The demotion to Red Bull. Both. Yeah, or they should do with that. They should keep Hadjar in RB and put Max to RB. Just like.
Go.
But,
Now you're
but,
thinking.
but do we want Max Verstappen driving a Tim Goss designed car, which is like it's mad to think, but Tim Goss is still around on this in the paddock. No, it's like.
So I think that this is like funny because it's exactly what we would have predicted.
Oh yeah, I think everyone predicted.
Everybody knew that Yuki is a Honda guy, and that's why he didn't get the Red Bull job in the first place. And when they made the swap, it was because they realized that, you know, the car sucked and they needed a sacrificial lamb. So the guy that's leaving anyway, here you go. Here's your promotion. See you never. But we'll see where he ends up. How long it takes Lawrence to finally decide that his son just doesn't have it. And open up the seat in a Honda powered car, or for a customer team to pick up Honda engines, because that's the only hope for him to continue. And I mean, what teams are looking for a customer supply now? Not very many.
Yeah, unless some team wants to put cut their engine deal with their current manufacturer and say, yeah, we want to become a customer at the moment. We want to change our engine after 26.
Still keep the Toyota Gazoo stickers on the Haas if they had a Honda engine? Probably not, eh?
No, probably not. No, they probably put Honda racing stickers on, but no. Well, the Haas is the currently lightest Toyota at the moment in racing, besides the WRC car. But yeah, I think we've all predicted that. I personally would love to see Hadjar just have another year or B, just because and he said himself he doesn't want to. He said up to Zandvoort he doesn't want to see, and then after Monza he started saying, "Oh, I don't mind going to Red Bull," because he's probably been told you're probably getting a promotion. Yeah, Lindblad for me, I don't think he's. Red Bull see something in him. I don't at the moment. He's just trigger happy in RB. In F2, Lawson, he's found his feet again. Like his wheel driving is a bit of is questionable at times, but I think he's found his feet and he's close to Hadjar at times. Yes, Hadjar has that podium, but I think Lawson he's salvaged himself from the Red Bull stint for 2 races. Yeah, that's the only really news that's come up. There was some other stuff about when Fernando asked him. Oh, we had the Williams right for review as well. That was Williams successfully got their appeal, and penalty was cancelled, and he didn't get his penalty points rescinded. So Carlos is now can talk positively about the FIA now and doesn't have to criticize them the whole time.
Taken out back and flogged.
Yeah, they were like, why did? Yeah, the problem was people saying about Ollie Berman, why didn't he get? Because of the right to review system, you have a certain amount of days after a race to appeal, and that's why Haas didn't do anything about it, so he can't appeal it. So maybe next time if he gets a similar situation, but yeah. What else do we have? I was going to say about Fernando Alonso. If anyone watched the race in Monza, you remember Fernando Alonso retired because the suspension failed. Aston have said that they still really don't know why, but they believe it was something that he ran over gravel and a car failed. So they announced that this week just to say that they're still investigating it, but they kind of have an idea of what happened and they're just going to put precautions in just in case.
The suspension failed because he's too old.
Yeah, the car can't carry the pensioner inside. But no, and then we have Baku this weekend. Baku, it's chaos. It's like, yeah, it's like with Baku, it was like they always hype. I remember when we had that 2017 race, it was hyped, like it was one of the all-time F1 races just because of the chaos of it. And then I remember Sky just hyping up for 2018, like it was like, oh, this is one to watch. There's gonna be so much carnage and so forth, and nothing happened. It was one of the most. Besides, I think it was a Bottas. I think it was Bottas like going over, like he was about to win the race, and his he ran over, like I think it was like debris of a Force India, and he didn't win. He got a puncture, and like it was like Bottas went on to didn't win another race that season. Like, and it was the first time Mercedes in the hybrid era hadn't won a race, like any driver. So yeah, Baku's like, it's always nice to watch it in the feeder series because it's just a feeder series and they just have no care for driving standards.
What's your favorite ever Baku race?
I think
And why?
it's 2017. It's 2017. Yeah. It's
2021 was pretty good though.
Oh yeah, like yeah, because we had the tire. We had to remember the tire. It was the tire issues, Stroll and Max, and then we had Lewis with the brake magic, and then we have Checo winning with 7 the podium, Gasly on the
Mark
podium.
Webber.
Oh, Mark Webber scream or attempt of a scream. And then I think 22, because I just remember watching that, and it was just like Ferrari. It was just a Ferrari. Like Ferrari just came off like Leclerc just DNFing in Spain, and then they come to Baku, and like the cup after was like, I think we had like four Ferrari mechanical DNFs between the main team and the customers, and like Ferrari did, like both Ferrari cars DNF'd. It was like Charles's championship hopes were over. Red Bull gets a 1-2. And we have and it was just a pain for the Ferrari. I remember just at the time, it was just like laughing at the Ferrari on spaces, just like, yeah.
Hear that Max and Danny collided.
2018 as well, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. Like, there's been a lot of good ones.
Oh yeah, like there has it hasn't like reached the chaos of 2017, but there's been flashpoints in races where stuff's happened.
I love the memes of the Danny signing the picture of the crash.
Oh, yeah. And Max signing the other side and to say it's his fault. And
his fault. No,
it's his fault.
Asshole.
Yeah. We also had that time when I remember it was a practice one time, like where Brendan Hartley nearly killed Pierre Gasly from like he was going, so he was blowing the blind corner and Hartley didn't see him and they nearly took her on. Then we had in 2019 when we had Ricardo back reverse into Kvyat's car at one point. I remember that. We've had what happened in 20? Yeah, Checo won in 23, didn't he?
22 was the I am stupid.
Oh yeah, no, that was 2019. That was 2019.
19, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fly says when Max, I think it was 22 or 23, where George went into Max's side pod and Max like squared up to him in the park firmly saying like, "Why you took a sharp bite out of my side pod?" And Max was like, George was like, "What? Like, I'm just doing what you do." I think qualifying around Baku is always cool. Like it's like the castle section is always like it's like Monaco, but like it's just like you have to get that, like you don't want to do a Charles Leclerc, like for example, where you just go in.
It's like Monaco if it was a dictator. Oh wait,
yeah. Yeah. Do we think it's? I need to see practice first to kind of get a read on it, but I think the McLarens will just be. Let's be honest. Like
I'm gonna stick with Lando. How about you?
Yeah, I think I'll go Piastri. I would like to say Verstappen, but I think it'll just be the McLarens. Will just be, unless I'm just waiting for that moment where the two McLarens have a contact, and it's just like it will. Piastri's like calm demeanor will go away, and it'll just be the inner Mark Webber will come out. It's
multi 2-1.
Yeah, it's been multi AC14 now or something like that. But, actually, I want to like probably thinking ahead. Do you like how like F1 champions can take the number one like Max has done for the last 3 years? Do you think a McLaren driver takes number one? I don't think Lando would. I think Lando keeps 4 because this is brand.
Well, Piastri was already asked and said that he would. So
Yeah, because I think Lando won because like his driver number and his all his like affiliate companies he has is all like his logo with the 4 in it. So yeah, quadrant and so forth. It's like I don't think he would.
It's the same in MotoGP. You can take the one, or you know, Marquez just kept racing with his 93.
Yeah,
didn't want
except Lewis took the 44. Like if he just keeps the 44, it's like Max said when I think when 21 he said would you take it like in 20 would you take it? He said yeah, like why not, like I'm the number one driver on the grid. I need to let people know that. So like it's
it's a throwback. I like it.
I like it's something yeah, it's but no, I think Baku it could be chaos, it could be a dull race, but it's become I think Baku's become one of the favorites on the calendar. It's like it's one of the better street races we have.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's also remember Baku used to be called the European Grand Prix.
Yeah, it did.
And it wasn't not in Europe.
No, the Caspian Grand Prix.
The Caspian Grand Prix, yeah.
That'd be good.
But yeah, is that all, Marshall? Do we want to talk about anything else?
No, I think we're good, man. I think we just have to see what happens.
Actually, Fly, can you tell us your prediction, or if you want to type it or wherever, just show us what your prediction is. Oh, you're going to ask your Piastri like me, okay. Baxy's going Lando, okay. And I'm guessing AJ is probably going to say Charles Leclerc. No, Lewis Hamilton.
No, he's going to say Nico Hülkenberg.
Or something like that. And Chez is probably, I think Chez will go Piastri, or he'll go one of the McLaren drivers, I think. But that prediction video will be out soon enough. But yeah, I would like to thank Marshall for being my co-host, for Fly, our wonderful producer in the background, doing everything, trying to keep this stream afloat, trying not to be a Ferrari or an Alpine engine. And then we have, we'd like to thank Baxley, one of our co-hosts, having a well-earned break. And yeah, we'll be back for back at the post-Baku show. I am losing my mind. Thank you.